all, this is Urvika Khade from 7th standard, currently studying in Jnana Prabodhini Prashala. So, we were discussing about important and interesting points about nutrition. So, we have already discussed that what is nutrition, why is nutrition needed, the 5 steps of nutrition, lastly, what are the nutrients and which are the 5 types of nutrients, which are carbohydrates, proteins, vitamins, minerals, and fats. So, these 5 categories of nutrients are again divided into 2 more subcategories. So, the subcategories are macro and micronutrients. So, what does macro mean? So, macronutrients are those nutrients which are needed in large quantities by body. Needed in large quantities. They are needed in large quantities by bodies. So, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are grouped under micronutrients as they are needed in large quantities by our bodies. So, what does the word micro mean here? So, macronutrients are those nutrients which are needed in small quantities by our body. But it is not such that they are not at all needed by our bodies. They are really essential for our bodies, but they are needed in small quantities. So, needed in small quantities. So, vitamins and minerals are grouped under this category. They are needed in small quantities by our bodies. Next, the flowchart representation of nutrients is going to be as such. Okay. Macro and micro. Macronutrients have fats, proteins, and carbs. So, carbs are again divided into 3 more categories, which are sugar, starch, and fiber. Fiber can also be called as glucose. Not glucose, roughage. Fibers can also be called as roughage. Okay. So, it is either going to be starch, sugar, or fiber. Then, coming to micronutrients, micronutrients are either vitamins or minerals. So, this is going to be the flowchart representation of nutrients which are needed for our body. Then, next, we will see the modes of nutrition. Okay. So, what does modes of nutrition mean? So, first, let us see nutrition. So, let us consider nutrition as food. As nutrition is the process in which we take in food or ingest food, digest it, and digest it or excrete it. So, nutrition consists of all these steps regarding food. So, let us consider nutrition as food. Then, what does this modes of mean? So, modes of means the way in which different organisms obtain their food. So, ways in which organisms obtain food. So we all know food is really essential for us. It provides us with energy, and we have already seen the uses of nutrition and why nutrition is needed. So modes of nutrition is basically the ways in which different organisms obtain their food. Okay. There are 2 types, or there are 2 modes of nutrition. So the first one of them is autotrophic mode of nutrition. So autotrophic organisms are those organisms which obtain or make their own food, maybe with converting light energy into chemical energy through the process of photosynthesis. So we will see what is photosynthesis in the further videos. But autotrophic organisms are those organisms which make their own. They make their own food. So examples of autotrophic organisms are plants, bacteria, fungi, algae, etc. So plants, fungi, algae, and bacteria. Then the next mode of nutrition is heterotrophic mode of nutrition. So you may have guessed that what are heterotrophic organisms. Heterotrophic organisms are those organisms which are dependent on autotrophic organisms or other animals for their food. So the organisms which depend on others for food are known as heterotrophic organisms. So examples of heterotrophic organisms are rabbits, deers, lions, cheetahs, and humans are also heterotrophic. So you may be thinking that we make our own food. So take for example that today we are going to cook tomato soup. So for making tomato soup, the raw ingredient or the raw material which is needed is tomatoes. So do we make those tomatoes? No, we can't make those tomatoes. We obtain those tomatoes from the tomato plant. So we are directly dependent on the plants for the tomatoes. So we can't make our own food and we are heterotrophic. So heterotrophic organisms are again then grouped into three more. So heterotrophs are grouped into herbivorous, carnivorous, and omnivorous. So herbivorous animals are those animals which are directly dependent on the plants or they eat only plants and grass. So so we can call them vegetarian animals or organisms. So I'll write here vegetarian. So herbivorous animals are those animals which are directly dependent on plants and they eat only plants and grass. So examples of them are rabbits, deers, squirrels, etc. Then carnivorous animals are those animals which eat only meat or are dependent on the herbivorous animals for their food. So we can call them non-vegetarian or we can say meat eaters. Then next is omnivorous animals. So omnivorous animals are those animals which are both vegetarian and non-vegetarian. They eat both plants and animals. So we call those animals omnivorous animals. So both. So examples of omnivorous animals are bear, crow. We humans are also omnivorous, as many people eat meat, many people eat plants, etc. Examples of carnivorous animals are cheetah, tiger, lion, etc. So now let us see a fact. The autotrophic organisms are known as primary organisms. They are primary in nature as they make their own food. They don't need any raw material from the nature for making their food. So they are known as primary in nature. Then in heterotrophics, let us first consider the herbivorous animals. herbivorous animals are known as secondary animals as they are directly dependent on these autotrophic animals for their food. So, secondary, they are secondary in nature. Then let us consider carnivores and omnivores both. Carnivores and omnivores. So these are known as tertiary in nature. So they are tertiary in nature as they are dependent on herbivores who are directly dependent on the autotrophic organisms. So this means that the carnivores or omnivores are animals and they are indirectly dependent on the autotrophic organisms. So I'll explain it to you with the help of an example. So take for example that a rabbit, okay, a rabbit eats grass or nuts or fruits, okay, and imagine that there are no plants on the earth, okay, no plants, no autotrophic organisms on the earth. So if there are no autotrophic organisms on the earth, the rabbits which eat them are going to die as they won't get any food to eat. And if the rabbits die, let us take for example a cheetah. A cheetah who eats a rabbit is also going to die because it's not going to get any rabbits and there are not going to be any rabbits as there are not going to be any plants. So if there are no plants, the cheetah is ultimately going to die. So the flowchart representation of modes of nutrition can be as such. Autotrophic, which we can call primary. Heterotrophic, which are divided into herbivorous, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. So herbivorous animals are known as secondary animals, and carnivores and omnivores are known as tertiary. So this will be the flowchart representation of modes of nutrition. So let us see. So nutrition in living organisms. So we first saw what is nutrition and which are the 5 steps in nutrition. Then we saw why is nutrition needed. Then we saw what are nutrients. Now we will see that what are macro and micronutrients. The 5 nutrients, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals are further classified into macronutrients and micronutrients. So macronutrients are those nutrients which are needed in large quantities by our bodies. So carbohydrates, fats, and proteins are grouped into macronutrients as they are needed in large quantities by our bodies. Then micronutrients are those nutrients which are needed in less quantities by our bodies. So vitamins and minerals are grouped as micronutrients as they are needed in less quantities by our bodies. So examples of these carbohydrates, one example of carbohydrates is wheat, fats is butter, proteins is soya, vitamins is B12, minerals is iron. Okay, then modes of nutrition in living organisms. Living organisms are mainly classified into autotrophs and heterotrophs on the basis of mode of nutrition. So the first mode of nutrition, which is autotrophic mode of nutrition. The organisms which make their own food are known as autotrophic organisms. Example, plants, fungi, bacteria, algae. They make their own food in many ways, like photosynthesis, for example, in which light energy is converted into chemical energy. So we will see what is photosynthesis in the further video. Then heterotrophic mode of nutrition. The organisms which depend on other organisms for food are known as heterotrophic organisms. So in heterotrophic, the W is not needed. So sorry, it is a typing mistake. Then next is continuation of modes of nutrition. Autotrophic organisms are also known as primary organisms as they make their own food and heterotrophics eat it. And heterotrophic organisms are either known as secondary or tertiary organisms as they are dependent on the food which the autotrophs make. So we already saw that herbivorous animals are known as secondary animals, and carnivorous or omnivorous animals are known as tertiary animals. So this is all about modes of nutrition. So bye till then. Hope you liked today's video, and I will teach you or discuss with you the other part in the next video. Bye till then.